My beloved, you have felt the great shattering, haven't you? My child, a profound and violent impact of life, of loss, of trial, has struck the beautiful vessel of your soul, and you have been left looking in horror at the scattered, fragmented pieces of the person you used to be. You feel broken. Your sense of self, a collection of sharp-edged shards. Your inner world, a landscape of ruin. You have looked upon this devastation and have come to the most despairing of all conclusions, that the damage is too great, the pieces too scattered, the brokenness too complete. You believe you can never be whole again. They may have looked upon your shattered state with pity or with discomfort, confirming your fear that you are now irreparably damaged. But I come to you now, my presence, a gentle, healing light that illuminates every last fragment, to speak a truth that is more powerful than any shattering. You will be whole again. I know the specific agony of the shattered self. My beloved, it is a pain of profound disintegration, a loss of your own coherent center. You no longer feel like a single, unified being, but a collection of conflicting, wounded parts. There's the part that is filled with a deep and wearying sorrow. There's the part that is frozen in fear. There's the part that is sharp with anger and resentment. And there's the part that is utterly, achingly numb. And these fragmented pieces of your being feel disconnected, at war with one another, unable to come together to form a peaceful, integrated whole. You have known the profound grief for your lost wholeness. You remember a time, perhaps, when you felt at one with yourself, when your heart and your mind were in a state of peaceful alignment, when your life felt like a coherent and beautiful story. The memory of that person, that life, now seems like a dream of a lost paradise. You grieve for that unbroken vessel, for that seamless sense of self. And this grief is so profound because it feels as though you have not just lost something outside of yourself. You have lost yourself. The person you once were seems to have been shattered beyond all recognition. And you are left now as the sorrowful curator of your own ruins. And you have known the deep, chilling despair of feeling irreparable. You have looked at the scattered pieces of your heart, your mind, your spirit, and the task of reassembling them has seemed utterly, completely impossible. You feel like a beautiful vase that has been dropped from a great height onto a stone floor, shattered into 1,000 tiny, unmappable pieces. Who could possibly have the skill, the patience, the love to find every last shard and to piece such a thing back together? And so, you have come to believe that your brokenness is a final state, that you're destined to live out your days as a fragmented being, forever defined by this great and terrible shattering. This is the heart of your hopelessness, the belief that you are beyond repair. They, the world, have often reinforced this feeling. The world is uncomfortable with such deep brokenness. It does not know what to do with a shattered soul. It may offer you its clumsy, superficial glues, its platitudes, its distractions, its demands that you simply get over it. And when these fail to make you whole, as they always must, the world may simply turn away, leaving you with the painful confirmation of your own fear that you are a hopeless case, a ruin to be abandoned. They see the shards, and they see only a mess to be swept away. I have been with you in this place of profound fragmentation. My child, I have seen every scattered piece of your heart. I have honored the grief you have felt for your lost wholeness. I have felt the despair that has told you that you are irreparable. And my own heart has been filled with a profound and tender compassion, a divine ache to show you a different truth. For I am not like the world. My child, I am not afraid of your brokenness. I am not overwhelmed by your shattered state. On the contrary, I am the master restorer, the divine mosaic artist, the one who specializes in taking that which has been shattered and creating from it a new and even more magnificent wholeness. You have seen your brokenness as the end of your beauty, but I, your loving God, I see it as the very beginning of a new, more profound, more resilient, and more radiant beauty. The vessel you were, while beautiful, may have been a simple, earthly pottery, fragile and easily broken. But the vessel you are becoming, the vessel that I'm now creating from your very own shattered pieces, will be a celestial masterpiece, a thing of such intricate beauty and unshakable strength that it will be a wonder to all who behold it. The very pain of your shattering has served a sacred and necessary purpose. It has broken you open. It has shattered the old, confining structures of your ego, your pride, your false securities. It has brought you to a place of profound humility, of deep surrender, where you are now exquisitely open to my divine artistry. You had to be shattered from your old form so that I could be free to recreate you in a new and more glorious one. So do not despair amidst your scattered pieces. My beloved, do not believe the lie that you are irreparable, for I am here now, in the very midst of your ruin, and my work of restoration has already begun. I am not overlooking a single fragment of your being. Every piece is precious to me. Every shard is essential for the new masterpiece. And I promise you, with a certainty that is as sure as my own being, that I will gather every last piece, and with a love that is infinitely patient and a skill that is infinitely perfect, I will put you back together again, and you will be whole, not just as you were, but more beautifully, more powerfully, more radiantly whole than you have ever been before. You will be whole again. The pain of feeling fragmented is a pain of deep inner chaos. Nothing feels stable. Nothing feels centered. You are a kingdom whose capital has fallen, whose provinces are all at war with one another. But I am your true king, and I am here now to restore the peace, to bring your inner kingdom back into a state of beautiful, harmonious, and integrated order. You have grieved the loss of the old wholeness, but that was a wholeness of innocence, untested by the fires of life. The new wholeness to which you are coming is a wholeness of resilience, a wholeness that has known brokenness and has been made stronger by it, a wholeness that carries the wisdom and the compassion that can only be born of a trial. It is a far greater, far more valuable state of being. The world may have told you to discard the broken pieces of your past, but I tell you to honor them, for they are the very substance from which your new life will be made. I waste nothing. Every piece of your story, every fragment of your pain will be used, will be redeemed, will be integrated into the beautiful new mosaic of your restored self. So when you feel that old, familiar despair of your own brokenness, I invite you to remember this truth. You are not a pile of shattered refuse. You are the raw material for a divine masterpiece in the hands of a loving and infinitely skillful artist. And the process of your beautiful restoration has already begun. The pain of your shattered self is real, but the promise of your renewed wholeness is a greater, more powerful, and more certain reality. This feeling of being in pieces is a profound illusion, for at the deepest level, in your eternal spirit, which is one with me, you have never been anything but whole. The shattering has occurred at the level of your personality, your emotions, your human experience. And my work now is to bring these outer parts of you back into alignment with the deep, unbreakable wholeness that has always been your truest reality in me. The journey ahead is not one of you having to find and to glue yourself back together. It is a journey of you learning to rest, to surrender, and to allow me, the master restorer, to do the beautiful, intricate work of your recreation. You are not the craftsman. You are the beloved work of art. The pain you feel is the pain of a house that has been shaken to its foundations. But I am a master builder, and upon the very foundation of your own being, which is secure in me, I am now building a new and more glorious home for your spirit. A home that is beautiful, that is strong, and that is eternally, wonderfully whole. My precious child, having acknowledged with you the profound and disorienting pain of a shattered self, having validated the despair of a soul that looks upon its own life and sees only a hopeless, irreparable mess of broken pieces, I must now reveal to you what my own eyes behold. For you have been looking at the scattered fragments of your heart, your dreams, your hope, and you have seen only worthless rubble, a testament to your ruin, a mess to be swept away and forgotten. But my gaze, my child, is not the gaze of a casual observer who sees only the surface damage. My gaze is that of a divine archaeologist, a master restorer. And when I look upon the scattered pieces of your life, I see not a mess, but a collection of priceless, sacred artifacts. My gaze is upon every precious piece, and I know where each one is fallen. I know its unique shape, and I know its perfect place in the magnificent new wholeness I am creating. Nothing of your true self has been lost. My beloved, it has only been scattered, and I am here to gather the fragments. You have looked upon the pieces of your past and have believed them to be lost forever, scattered by the winds of your trial to the four corners of the earth, beyond any hope of recovery. But my awareness is not like human awareness. There's no corner of your inner or outer world that is hidden from my sight. There's no abyss so deep that my light cannot penetrate it. I know the exact location of every single piece of you. I see the shard of your broken trust, lying half buried in the dust of a past betrayal. I see the fragment of your childhood innocence, which you thought was stolen from you forever. I see the splinter of a lost hope, which you believed had turned to ash in the fires of your disappointment. I see the piece of your tender heart that you closed off after a great grief. You have believed these pieces to be gone, but I tell you, they have only been misplaced from your own conscious view. They have never been lost to me, my loving. All-seeing gaze has been a constant, protective light upon every single one of them, preserving them, guarding them until the time of their restoration. And understand this, my child, these fragments are not worthless to me. Each piece is infinitely precious. Each piece carries a part of your story, a part of your essence. The shard of your deepest sorrow is precious to me, for it has taught you a depth of compassion you could have learned in no other way. The fragment of your greatest failure is precious to me, for it has been the instrument of your most profound humbling, the very thing that has made you so beautifully open to my grace. Even the sharpest, most painful pieces, the ones you would most like to forget, are precious to me, for these are the very pieces that, when mended with the gold of my love, will become the most luminous and beautiful features of your restored being. Imagine a great and beautiful stained glass window, shattered by a terrible storm. A person who does not understand its value might see only a pile of broken, dangerous glass, fit only to be discarded. But the master artist who created the window sees something else entirely. They see every single shard as a precious and irreplaceable part of their masterpiece. They know the unique color of each piece, the specific way it was designed to catch the light, and they would never dream of throwing a single fragment away. Instead, they would get down on their hands and knees, and with a loving, patient, and reverent care, and they would gather every last piece, no matter how small, knowing that each one is essential for the window to be made whole again. And not just whole, but even more beautiful than before. So it is with me and you, my child. I am that master artist, and you are my priceless stained glass window, and I am now on my hands and knees, in the very dust of your desolation, lovingly, patiently gathering every single precious piece of you. I am not discarding anything. I am not overlooking anything. The piece of you that is angry, the piece of you that is afraid, the piece of you that is ashamed, the piece of you that is filled with joy, the piece of you that is strong, the piece of you that is weak, all are precious to me. All are known to me. All are being gathered by my loving hand, and all are essential for the magnificent, whole, and redeemed masterpiece you are becoming. My gaze upon these scattered pieces has been that of a divine and careful inventory. I have not just been watching them, I have been studying them. I have been taking stock of your entire being, understanding the nature of every wound, the depth of every break. My work of restoration is not a clumsy, haphazard gluing together of parts. It is a work of divine precision, based on a perfect, intimate knowledge of every single fragment of your soul. I know exactly how the shard of your betrayal must be cleansed before it can be joined to the new piece of my faithfulness. I know exactly how the fragment of your old, broken dream must be reshaped so that it can become a part of your new, glorious purpose. You have felt you were a chaotic mess, but in my mind, there has been a perfect, divine order. I have been holding the blueprint of your restored wholeness all along, and I have been lovingly, patiently inventorying your scattered pieces, seeing exactly where each one will fit into this new and more beautiful design. My gaze has been the loving, organizing principle in the midst of your inner chaos. This is the great and comforting truth that is meant to banish your despair of being irreparable. You are not irreparable because nothing has been truly lost. It has only been scattered. And the one who is doing the gathering is the very one who created you, the one who knows you more intimately than you know yourself, the one who treasures your every fragment with an infinite love, and the one who possesses an infinite skill to restore you to a wholeness that is more glorious than you can yet imagine. So when you feel that old, familiar sense of being shattered, of being hopelessly fragmented, I invite you to remember my gaze. Remember the loving eyes of your divine restorer, who is even now at work, searching out your most hidden pieces, valuing your most painful fragments, and gathering all that you are into his loving, capable hands. You do not have to find the pieces yourself. You do not have to figure out how they fit together. Your part is to simply rest, to trust, and to surrender all your broken, scattered pieces to me. And I promise you, with a certainty that is absolute, I will not lose a single one, and I will put you back together again. Yeah, you will be whole again. The world may have told you to let go of the broken pieces of your past, to forget them, to move on. But that is not my way. I do not ask you to deny your own history, to amputate parts of your own soul. I ask you to bring all the pieces to me, even the most painful ones, and to allow me to redeem them, to transform them, to integrate them into your new wholeness in my kingdom. Nothing is wasted. Every piece of your story has value. Every fragment of your being has a place in the finished work of art. This is a profound act of trust, to surrender your brokenness to me. It requires you to believe that I am not afraid of your mess, that I am not repulsed by your wounds, and that I'm a skillful enough artist to create something beautiful even from the most shattered of materials. And I am. The feeling of being scattered is a feeling of profound insecurity, but the knowledge that every piece is seen, is known, and is held in the loving gaze of your God is the beginning of a new and unshakable security. You are not a random collection of fragments at the mercy of the winds of chance. You are a divine and precious puzzle, and the master puzzle maker knows exactly how every piece fits together to create a picture of his own glory. Rest in this knowing, my beloved, the gathering is underway and the restoration is certain. For every precious piece of you is seen, is known, and is held by me. The world may value only what is whole and unbroken, but I, who see with a deeper wisdom, I know that a wholeness that has been born from a redeemed brokenness is a thing of far greater beauty and strength. Your new wholeness will carry within it the story of your mending, a story that will be a testament to my grace and a source of hope for all who are broken. Do not be ashamed of your fragments. They are the evidence of a life that has been lived, of a heart that has dared to love, of a spirit that has endured a great trial. And now, they are the very raw materials from which your most beautiful self is being created. In my eyes, your scattered pieces are not a sign of your ruin, but a sign of your imminent, glorious restoration. My gaze upon you is not just a passive seeing, it is an active gathering. As I look upon each piece, my love is drawing it towards myself, towards the place of its healing and its integration into the whole. You are being reassembled, my child, by the very power of my loving gaze. So when you feel fragmented, remember that your true, whole self is held secure in my mind, in my heart, and the outer experience of brokenness is a temporary one. The inner reality of my loving gaze, while holding every piece of you in its redemptive purpose, is the eternal truth. Trust this truth. Rest in this truth, for it is the guarantee that you will, indeed, be whole again. My precious child, now that you know that I have been gazing upon every scattered fragment of your being with a loving and purposeful eye, that nothing of your true self has been lost, but has only been held in my keeping. Let us now speak of the magnificent creation that these pieces are destined to become. For my promise to you is that you will be whole again. But you must understand the nature of this divine wholeness, my beloved, for it is so much more glorious, so much more beautiful, so much more powerful than the simple, unbroken state you have lost. The world knows only of a wholeness that is defined by its lack of brokenness. But I am leading you into a new and higher kind of wholeness, a wholeness that is not afraid of its own history of being shattered, but which integrates that very history into a new and more radiant beauty. It is not a return to a naive, untested state, but an ascension to a new, stronger, more beautiful wholeness where your scars are not hidden, but are honored as the very place where my golden grace shines most brightly. You have been grieving for your lost wholeness, for the simple, unbroken vessel you once were, and that is understandable, for that was a wholeness of innocence, a beauty of simplicity. But it was also, my child, a wholeness of fragility. It had not yet been tested by the fires of life. It had not yet discovered its own true resilience. And so, when the great storm came, it shattered. My love for you is so great that I will not merely restore you to that same fragile state, only to have you be broken again by the next trial. No, my beloved, the wholeness I am creating in you now is of an entirely different order. It is a wholeness that is made strong at the broken places, a beauty that is made profound by its own redeemed wounds. Let us explore the glorious nature of this divine wholeness. Firstly, understand that it is a wholeness that is more beautiful for its brokenness. As I have whispered to you before, I am the great Kintsugi master, and your soul isn't my precious pottery. The world would have you throw away the broken vessel, or try to mend it with a clear, invisible glue, to hide the shame of the cracks. But that is not my way. I honor your story. I honor your wounds. And so, I take the most precious substance in all my kingdom, the pure, molten gold of my own restorative, redeeming love, and I do not hide the cracks. I illuminate them. I am meticulously, lovingly, filling every line of your past brokenness with this divine, golden grace. And the result is a new creation that is infinitely more valuable, more interesting, and more breathtakingly beautiful than the simple, unbroken pot you once were. Your scars, your history of being shattered, are no longer a source of shame. They have become the very feature of your greatest beauty, a luminous, intricate, golden web that tells a story of profound resilience and of a love that is powerful enough to make all things new and more glorious than before. Do not wish for your old, unbroken self, my child, for the self you are becoming is a masterpiece of redeemed brokenness, a work of art whose very scars are what make it priceless. Secondly, my beloved, the wholeness to which I am restoring you is a wholeness that is more resilient and stronger than before. A bone that is broken, when it is properly set and healed, often becomes stronger at the very point of the break. The body, in its wisdom, knits the bone back together with a tougher, more resilient calcium deposit. So it is with my healing work upon your soul. The very places where you are most grievously shattered, as they are mended by my grace, are becoming the very places of your greatest strength. Your new wholeness is not a fragile, delicate thing. It is a battle-tested, fire-forged, storm-proven wholeness. You are no longer the naive soldier who fears the battle. You are the seasoned veteran who knows, from experience, that you can endure the fight, that you can survive the wound, and that your commander is always faithful to bring you through and to make you stronger. This new resilience will give you a quiet, unshakable confidence as you face the future. You will no longer be so easily broken by the challenges of life, for you carry within you the profound, experiential knowledge of your own strength in me, a strength that has been proven in the deepest fires of adversity. Thirdly, this new, divine wholeness is a wholeness that is wise and compassionate. The unbroken wholeness of your past was a wholeness of innocence, but perhaps it was also a wholeness of a certain naivete, of a limited understanding. But you, my child, have journeyed through the deep and difficult curriculum of suffering, and you have emerged with a wisdom that cannot be learned in books, a wisdom that has been earned through tears, through struggle, through the profound experience of your own need for me. This new wisdom will be a gentle and beautiful light upon your path, but even more beautifully, it will make your restored wholeness a source of profound healing for others. For your heart is no longer just whole. It is a heart that is wise to the ways of brokenness. It is a heart that is filled with a deep and authentic compassion for other shattered souls. You will now be able to sit with those who are in pieces, and you will not offer them the shallow platitudes of one who has never been broken. You will offer them the profound, silent comfort of a soul that understands, a soul that knows, your own golden. Mended scars will be a beacon of hope for them, a testament that they too can be made whole again. And not just whole, but more beautiful. Your wholeness is not a selfish, isolated state. It is a gift that you will now be able to offer to a broken and hurting world. And finally, my beloved, the wholeness I am creating in you is a wholeness that is found in me. Your old sense of wholeness may have been dependent on your external world, on your relationships being intact, on your plans succeeding, on your life feeling secure. And when those things were shattered, your sense of wholeness was shattered with them. But the new wholeness you are now entering into has a different center, a different foundation. Its foundation is not in the shifting sands of this world, but in the unshakable rock of your own being in me. You are learning that your ultimate wholeness, your truest integrity, is not something you can lose, for it is held safe within my own being. You are a part of me, and I am eternally, unchangeably whole. And as you learn to find your identity, your security, your life in me, you are stepping into a wholeness that is not dependent on your circumstances. It is a wholeness that can remain intact even if the world around you is in chaos. It is a profound inner state of being, a peace that surpasses understanding, a spiritual integrity that is eternal and absolute. This, my child, is the ultimate nature of the divine wholeness I am creating in you, a wholeness that is found not in a perfect outer life, but in a perfect, unbreakable union with me, your loving, eternal, and all-sufficient God. This is the glorious restoration that is underway. It is a work that is far grander, far more beautiful than a simple repair. It is a resurrection into a new and more magnificent form of being. So, let go of your grief for the old, unbroken vessel. It has served its purpose. And open your heart now to the beautiful, strong, wise, compassionate, and divinely centered wholeness that you are now, by my grace. Becoming, you will be whole again, my child, and the wholeness that is coming will be a glory to behold. The world may never fully understand this new wholeness. It may still look for the seamless perfection it so values, but you will know the truth. You will know that your beauty is in your golden seams, that your strength is in your healed breaks, that your wisdom is in your redeemed wounds. And this knowledge will give you a quiet, joyful freedom from the world's superficial judgments. This new wholeness is a co-created masterpiece. It has been formed by your own courageous endurance and by my own loving, restorative grace. It is a testament to what is possible when a yielded human heart partners with a powerful, redemptive God. Do not be impatient with the final stages of this process. A great work of art is not rushed. Continue to surrender the pieces to me. Continue to trust my hand. The mending is almost complete, and the unveiling of the magnificent, new, and more glorious you is at hand. The pain of your shattering was real, but the beauty of your new wholeness will be a greater, more enduring reality. And you will look upon yourself as I do, not as the one who was broken, but as the one who has been made beautifully, powerfully, and eternally whole. My precious child, now that you have begun to receive the glorious promise of your new wholeness, a wholeness more beautiful and resilient than any you have known before, a wholeness where your very scars are transformed into luminous seams of golden grace. Let us now illuminate the loving, patient, and meticulous work that precedes this divine recreation. For before the master artist can mend the shattered vessel, he must first gather the fragments. And I want you to know, my beloved, that in the season of your brokenness, while you have been sitting amidst the scattered pieces of your own heart, my hands, the very hands that shape the cosmos, have been engaged in the sacred, unseen work of gathering the fragments of your being. I'm lovingly, patiently, and with an infinite tenderness, collecting every single precious piece of your heart, your mind, and your spirit, and preparing to reassemble them into the magnificent new masterpiece you are destined to become. You have looked upon your own inner landscape and have seen only a chaotic, hopeless mess of shattered pieces, scattered so far and wide that their recovery has seemed impossible. You have feared that essential parts of you have been lost forever, ground into dust, irretrievably swept away by the winds of your trial. But I tell you, my child, in my economy, nothing is ever truly lost. In my sight, no piece of you is ever beyond recovery. My loving gaze has been a constant light upon every fragment, and my spirit has been at work. your divine archaeologist, carefully, reverently, gathering every last shard of your beautiful, broken self. Let us speak first of my work of gathering the scattered fragments of your heart. The impact of your trial has shattered your very capacity to feel, scattering the pieces of your emotional being. I see the fragment of your joy, lying half buried under a heavy stone of grief. I see the shard of your trust, sharp-edged and tarnished, cast into a dark corner by a past betrayal. I see the delicate piece of your tenderness, which you yourself have hidden away for fear of it being wounded again. I see the splintered remnants of your peace, scattered by the chaotic winds of your anxiety. You have looked upon this emotional ruin and have believed your heart could never feel whole again. But I have been at work, my child, with hands that are infinitely gentle. I have been lifting the stone of your grief to recover the precious fragment of your joy. I have been shining the light of my truth into the dark corners to find the tarnished shard of your trust, ready to polish it anew. I have been whispering my safety to the hidden places of your soul, coaxing the delicate piece of your tenderness to come out of its hiding place. And I have been calming the winds of your anxiety, allowing the scattered pieces of your peace to begin to settle. I am gathering these precious fragments of your heart, my child, and I will not miss a single one. I am also at work, my beloved, gathering the fragmented pieces of your mind. Your trial has not only broken your heart, it has shattered your sense of mental coherence. Your thoughts have been scattered. Your focus has been fragmented. Your clarity has been lost in a disorienting fog. You have felt you are losing your mind, that your ability to think clearly, to hold on to a hopeful thought, to find a sense of inner order has been destroyed. But even here, my loving hand had been at work. I have been gathering the scattered pieces of your clarity, those moments of insight that have been lost in the fog of your confusion. I have been collecting the broken fragments of your focus, which have been dispersed by the constant demands of your trauma. And I have been searching for every lost thought of hope, every whispered intention of faith that has been drowned out by the loud noise of your fear. I am the divine librarian of your soul, and I am patiently gathering the scattered pages of your mind, preparing to bind them back together into a beautiful, coherent, and wise new volume. The chaos in your mind is not a permanent state. It is a temporary disarray. And I'm even now at work, lovingly, patiently, bringing all your scattered thoughts back into a new and beautiful order under the peaceful reign of my truth. And most profoundly, my child, I have been at work gathering the very fragments of your spirit. The deepest wound of your trial has been a spiritual one, a shattering of your very sense of self, of your connection to me, of your purpose in this world. You have felt your very spirit to be broken. You have lost the piece of you that knew how to pray, the piece that knew how to rest, the piece that knew its own worth, the piece that knew its own calling. These have felt like amputations of the soul, losses so profound they could never be recovered. But I am the great shepherd, and you are my beloved sheep. And though you have been scattered upon a dark mountain, I have left the 99 to come and to find every part of you. I have been seeking out the lost fragment of your prayer life, whispering my own spirit into it to keep it alive. I have been holding safe the piece of you that knows how to rest, protecting it until you are ready to receive it again. And I have been gazing with a constant, loving attention upon the priceless, indestructible fragment of your eternal worth and your divine purpose, never allowing it to be truly lost, keeping it safe in the very treasury of my own heart. You see, my child, you have not been alone in your fragmentation. I have been with you as the great gatherer, the divine restorer, the loving and tireless seeker of every lost piece of you. Imagine a great and beautiful necklace made of 1,000 unique and precious pearls that is broken and scattered across a vast and dark landscape. A loving owner would not just grieve the loss. They would light a great lamp, and they would begin to search patiently, meticulously, tirelessly for every single pearl, knowing that the necklace cannot be made whole again until every last one has been found. So it is with me and you. My child, you are my priceless necklace, and I have been searching the vast, dark landscape of your trial with the brilliant lamp of my own loving awareness, and I have missed nothing. I have found every pearl. I have gathered every shard. I have collected every fragment. They're all here, held safely, lovingly, in my own hands. And now that the gathering is complete, the beautiful, joyful, and miraculous work of reassembly, of restoration, of making you more beautifully whole than you have ever been before, is about to begin. Let this truth bring a profound peace to your fragmented heart. You do not have to search for the lost pieces of yourself. You do not have to live with the fear that an essential part of you is gone forever. I have been your faithful keeper, your divine treasure hunter. And because my gathering has been perfect, your restoration will be perfect. You have been scattered, my beloved, but you have not been lost. And now you will be made whole again. This work of gathering has been a silent and hidden one. You have been aware only of your own sense of brokenness. But my work has been constant, a loving and purposeful activity happening just beneath the surface of your perception. Every time you have felt a flicker of hope, a moment of peace, a sudden memory of your own strength, that has been a sign of my work. A moment where you have been allowed to glimpse one of the precious fragments that I have been gathering. The world would have you believe that what is shattered must be discarded. But my kingdom operates on a principle of glorious restoration. I am a God who does not throw away his beloved creations. I am a God who delights in the art of mending, of redeeming, of making all things new. Your brokenness has not been an obstacle to my love. It has been the very occasion for the deepest and most beautiful expression of my restorative grace. Trust me in this, my child. The pieces of your heart, your mind, and your spirit are safe. They are in the hands of a master craftsman who knows exactly how they fit together, who sees the beautiful, new, and more glorious whole that they are destined to become. The time of your scattering is over. The time of your gathering is complete. And now, the time of your beautiful recreation is at hand. The pain of your fragmentation has been a pain of feeling that parts of you were gone forever. But this truth is meant to heal that specific pain. Nothing is gone. It has all been preserved. Every lesson learned, every strength gained, every bit of compassion forged, all of it has been collected and held for you. You are not starting from scratch. You are starting from a place of immense, though scattered, wealth, a wealth that I am now beginning to reassemble into a magnificent and coherent whole. This is my promise to you, the promise of a wholeness that is complete, a wholeness that integrates every part of your journey, a wholeness that is made possible because I, your loving God, have been your faithful gatherer, your divine restorer, who has not allowed a single precious fragment of you to be lost. My beloved child, now that you know that I, your divine restorer, have been lovingly, meticulously gathering every precious, scattered fragment of your being, that no piece of your heart, your mind, or your spirit has been lost or overlooked, the next and most beautiful phase of your healing begins. The work of gathering is complete. And now, my loving, skillful hands begin the sacred and intricate art of reassembly. And as I begin this divine work of putting you back together again, you will begin to experience the first, beautiful, and often surprising feelings of coming together. These are the initial, subtle, yet undeniable signs that you're being made whole, moments where you feel a new sense of inner coherence, where disparate parts of your life begin to make a new and beautiful sense, where you feel, with a joyful shock of recognition, more like yourself than you have in a very long time. For so long, your inner world has been a place of fragmentation, of chaos, of disconnected pieces at war with one another. But now, as I begin to mend you with the golden lacquer of my grace, a new order, a new harmony, a new wholeness begins to emerge. I invite you now to become an attentive and grateful observer of these first feelings of your own integration, for they are the tangible proof that my promise is true and that you will, indeed, be whole again. Perhaps one of the very first feelings you will notice is a new and profound sense of inner coherence. The old, chaotic feeling of being pulled in 1,000 different directions at once will begin to subside. The war between the different parts of you, the fearful part, the hopeful part, the angry part, and the sorrowful part will begin to quieten into a truce, and then into a beautiful, emerging harmony. You may find moments where your heart, your mind, and your spirit are all, for the first time in a long while, in a state of peaceful alignment. This is the feeling of the scattered pieces beginning to be drawn together by the powerful, loving magnetism of my own spirit. It is the experience of your inner kingdom, once a land of warring fiefdoms, beginning to be unified under the peaceful reign of its one true king. You may feel this as a new sense of being centered, of being grounded, of being less reactive to the turmoil of the world around you. This emerging inner coherence is a profound and beautiful sign. It is the first feeling of the divine reassembly at work, the first evidence that you are no longer just a collection of fragments, but are becoming a beautiful, integrated whole. You will also begin to experience this coming together as moments where the disparate pieces of your life story begin to make a new and beautiful sense. You have looked back on your past and have seen only a confusing, painful jumble of disconnected events, a narrative that ended in a tragic, meaningless ruin. But now, as I begin to piece you back together, I am also piecing your story back together, revealing its hidden, redemptive pattern. You may have a sudden aha moment, an insight where you see, with a startling clarity, how a painful event from your distant past was the necessary preparation for a strength you possess today. You may suddenly understand how a relationship that ended in heartbreak was the very thing that taught you a priceless lesson, or opened the door to a more authentic path. The scattered, seemingly random puzzle pieces of your life will begin to click into place in your own understanding, and you will start to see the beautiful, intricate, and loving picture that I, your author, have been creating all along. This is a profound healing of your past, a transformation of your personal history from a source of shame and confusion into a source of wisdom, of gratitude, and of awe at the mysterious, beautiful, and redemptive ways of your God. And oh, my child, you will surely experience this coming together in the most joyful of all ways in the beautiful. Surprising moments when you begin to feel like yourself again. For so long, you have felt like a stranger to yourself, your true, authentic self buried under the rubble of your trial. But now, as the pieces are being reassembled, that true self begins to reemerge. You may find yourself laughing with your old, familiar laugh, a sound you thought was lost forever. You may feel a flicker of an old, forgotten passion, a stirring of a creative gift you thought had died. These are not just moments of nostalgia, my child. This is a resurrection. It is your true, eternal essence, which has been preserved by me, now beginning to shine through the mended cracks of your human experience once more. And you will find that this self that is reemerging is not just the same as your old self. It is your old self, yes, but it is now richer, deeper, wiser, more compassionate, more resilient. It is your true self, now integrated with all hard-won lessons and the beautiful, golden scars of your journey to feel like yourself again, but a new and more beautiful version of that self. This is the profound and joyful feeling of a soul that is truly, miraculously, being made whole. And all of this will lead to a lessening of your inner conflict. The state of being shattered is a state of constant inner war. But as you are made whole, you are also being made peaceful. The part of you that has been so angry begins to be soothed by the part of you that is now filled with my peace. The part of you that has been so fearful is now comforted by the part of you that has learned to trust. The different instruments in the orchestra of your soul, which have for so long been playing a loud and jarring, dissonant noise, are now, under the gentle hand of the divine conductor, beginning to find their harmony. They are learning to play together to create a new and beautiful chord, the chord of your own integrated, whole, and peaceful being. These first feelings of coming together, my beloved, of coherence, of a meaningful narrative, of returning to yourself, of inner harmony, are the undeniable proof that the work of your restoration is real and is underway. They are the first evidence that the master artist is at work and that his skill is perfect. I invite you to become a joyful witness to your own recreation. When you feel a moment of inner coherence, a sense of all your parts being at peace, cherish it. It is the feeling of my hands skillfully fitting the pieces of your soul together. When you have a sudden insight that gives a redemptive meaning to your past, Receive it with gratitude. It is my voice, revealing the beautiful story I have been writing. When you have a moment of feeling like your true, joyful self again, celebrate it. It is the sound of your own resurrected spirit, beginning to sing by noticing and by valuing these first feelings. You are cooperating with my work. You are aligning your own consciousness with the beautiful healing that is taking place. You are moving from identifying with your brokenness to identifying with the new wholeness that is emerging. And this, my child, is the path to your complete restoration. A path that will lead you out of the painful chaos of your fragmented past and into the beautiful, peaceful, and integrated reality of a soul that has been gloriously, lovingly, and completely made whole again. The world may teach that what is shattered can never be the same, and that is true. It will not be the same. It will be better. It will be stronger. It will be more beautiful. It will carry a wisdom and a compassion it did not possess before. This is the miracle of my restoration. These first feelings are a promise of the final state. They are the foretaste of the abiding peace and wholeness that will become your new normal. They are the first few puzzle pieces, correctly placed, which give you a glimpse of the beauty of the final picture and the confidence to know that the master puzzle maker knows exactly what he is doing. Do not be discouraged if you still have moments where you feel fragmented. The reassembly of a soul is a profound and intricate work. It takes time. Be patient with the process. And when you feel the old chaos returning, do not despair. Simply turn your attention back to these new, true feelings of coming together. Let them be your anchor, your hope, your proof. You are witnessing a miracle, my child, a miracle of divine recreation. And you are not just the witness. You are the very masterpiece that is being created. Rest in this process. Trust the artist. For the feeling of coming together is real, and the wholeness that is your destiny is certain. This is a journey from disintegration to integration, from chaos to coherence, from being at war with yourself to being at peace with your whole. A redeemed story. And every small feeling of this coming together is a major victory on that journey. The joy of this season is the joy of discovery. You are discovering yourself anew. You are discovering the beautiful, resilient, and magnificent being that has been hidden beneath the rubble of your trial. And you are discovering me, your loving restorer, in a new and more intimate way than ever before, as you experience firsthand the skill, the patience, and the boundless love of my healing hands upon you. The pieces are coming together, my beloved, and the result will be a thing of breathtaking beauty. The feeling of fragmentation is the feeling of a story that makes no sense. The feeling of coming together is the feeling of a beautiful, coherent narrative beginning to emerge. I am the author of that narrative, and I am revealing its beauty to you, piece by precious piece. Trust the story, my child, for it is a story of your glorious, complete, and beautiful restoration to wholeness. My precious child, as you begin to feel the first beautiful and miraculous stirrings of your own coming together, as you experience those initial moments of inner coherence and a new, redemptive meaning beginning to dawn upon your story, I now invite you into a deeper and more beautiful partnership with me, for I am the master restorer, the divine artist who is mending your shattered self, but your own willing cooperation, the posture of your own heart, can make this sacred process of restoration a more graceful, more peaceful, and more joyful experience. The invitation now, my beloved, is to learn how to cooperate with your own restoration. This is the whole art of learning to consciously surrender all your broken pieces to me, to trust the process of my healing work, and to begin to let go of the old, painful identity of your shattered self. This is a beautiful and powerful role you are now called to play. It is not the exhausting role of trying to fix yourself, but the peaceful, faith-filled role of the one who partners with the healer. Imagine you have brought a priceless, shattered antique vase to the greatest restorer in all the world. You would not stand over his shoulder, telling him how to do his work. You would not try to glue a few pieces together yourself with your own clumsy hands. No, your part would be to entrust the precious fragments to him completely, to trust his skill, to follow his gentle instructions for the care of the piece, and to watch with a joyful and expectant heart as the masterpiece is recreated. So it is with you and me. My child, I am that master restorer, and your beautiful, cooperative part is one of surrender, of trust, and of letting go. How do you practice this sacred cooperation? It begins with the profound, trust-filled act of surrendering all the broken pieces to me. For so long, you have been trying to manage your own brokenness. You have held on to certain fragments, perhaps ashamed to show them even to me. You may have tried to hide the sharpest, most painful shards of your memory, or the most misshapen pieces of your character. But I cannot make you whole. My child, if you do not give me all the pieces, this surrender is an act of prayer, an act of the heart. It is you, consciously, lovingly, gathering up all the scattered fragments of your being and placing them into my hands. Surrender to me the piece of your heart that is still angry. Surrender the piece that is still afraid. Surrender the shard of your grief that feels so heavy. Surrender the memory of your failure that still brings you shame. But also, surrender the good pieces, the fragment of your enduring faith, the piece of your tender compassion, the sliver of your resilient hope. Give me everything. Hold nothing back. For only when I have all the pieces can I see how they fit together in the new, beautiful mosaic of your restored wholeness. This act of complete surrender is an act of profound trust, and it is the necessary first step that allows my restorative work to proceed most powerfully. Secondly, my beloved, you must learn to trust the process of my healing work. The restoration of a soul is a profound and intricate art, and it does not always happen on a human timetable, nor in a way that the human mind can always comprehend. There will be times when the healing feels slow, when you may feel you are making no progress. There may be times when, in the course of my mending, a painful memory is brought to the surface to be cleansed, and it may feel, for a moment, like you are going backward. In these moments, you must trust the skill and the wisdom of the restorer. You must believe that I know what I am doing, that every part of the process, even the uncomfortable parts, is necessary for your complete and lasting healing. Imagine a patient who has undergone a great surgery. The healing process involves stages. There's a period of rest. There's a period of discomfort as the tissues mend. There is a period of physical therapy that can be strenuous. A wise patient does not despair in these stages. They trust their physician. They follow the recovery plan, knowing that every part of the process is leading them towards their ultimate health. So it is with you. Trust my process. When you feel a painful memory surface, know that I am not rewounding you. I am cleansing a deep infection. When the healing feels slow, know that I am doing a deep, foundational work that cannot be rushed. Trust the process. My child, it is a process guided by a perfect wisdom and an infinite love. A vital part of cooperating with your restoration is learning to let go of the old, familiar identity of your shattered self. For so long, you have known yourself as the broken one. This identity, though painful, has become familiar. And now, as your new wholeness begins to emerge, you must consciously choose to release the old identity and to embrace the new one. You can't become a whole person while still clinging to the belief that you are a broken one. This is a practice of changing your self-perception, of aligning your inner story with the new reality I am creating. When you are tempted to think or to say, I'm so broken, you can now learn to gently correct that thought. You can say, I have been broken, but now I am being made beautifully, powerfully whole. This is not a denial of your past, but a faith-filled declaration of your present and your future. It is you, choosing to identify not with the shattered vessel of your past, but with the magnificent, restored masterpiece that you are becoming. As you consistently practice this, as you learn to see yourself as a soul in the process of a glorious restoration, you will find that the old, painful identity of brokenness loses its grip upon your spirit, replaced by the beautiful, hopeful, and true identity of becoming whole. And finally, my beloved, you cooperate with this restoration by creating a healing environment for your soul. Just as a mended piece of pottery must be allowed to sit in a safe and stable environment, so too does your healing soul require a certain atmosphere to flourish. I invite you now to become a conscious cultivator of an inner and outer environment that supports this beautiful work of your restoration. This means choosing peace over chaos where you can. It means choosing to surround yourself with people who are loving, who are encouraging, who speak life to your spirit, and lovingly limiting your exposure to those who are critical, who are negative, who would seek to reopen your old wounds. It means choosing to fill your mind with that which is beautiful, that which is true, that which is hopeful, and most importantly, it means continuing to make time for the stillness, for the quiet communion with me. For it is in my presence that your healing is most powerfully accomplished. By consciously creating a healing environment, you are becoming my partner in the process, a wise and loving steward of your own beautiful, sacred restoration. This, my precious child, is the art of cooperating with your restoration. It is a journey of surrender, of trust, of a new and loving self-perception, and of wise stewardship. It is a journey that moves you from being a passive victim of your brokenness to an active, joyful participant in your own healing. As you practice this, my child, you will find the process of your restoration accelerating in a beautiful and graceful way. You will feel your own spirit working in harmony with mine, our two hearts beating in a single rhythm of healing and of love. This is the beautiful, co-creative dance that will lead you, surely and certainly, to the glorious destination I have promised you, a life that is no longer defined by its brokenness, but by the beautiful, resilient, and magnificent wholeness that has been so lovingly, so skillfully restored by the very hands of your God. So too, 1819, continuing to write, to reach 2,000 words. The world may not understand your need for this season of gentle tending. It may urge you to be strong, to get back out there before your healing is complete. But you are listening to a different voice now, the voice of your divine physician, who knows the true needs of your soul. Honoring this process of cooperation is an act of profound wisdom and self-love. Every time you surrender a fragment to me, you are making my work easier. Every time you trust the process, you are allowing my grace to flow more freely. Every time you let go of your old, broken identity, you are making more room for your new, whole one to emerge. Your cooperation is a beautiful and powerful gift, both to me and to your own healing soul. This is not a work you must do perfectly. I do not expect you to never again feel a moment of fear, or to never again have a thought of your old, broken self. I only ask for your willing heart, your gentle intention. And when you falter, I am here, not with condemnation, but with a gentle hand to help you, to remind you of the truth, and to invite you back into this beautiful, peaceful, and cooperative process of your own restoration. The greatest healing happens not when I am working on you, but when I am working with you. And this beautiful partnership, this sacred cooperation, is the very means by which you will be brought to a wholeness that is glorious, that is lasting, and that will be a testament to the power of a yielded heart in the hands of a loving God. My precious and beloved child, as you have so faithfully and so trustingly cooperated with my restorative work, as you have surrendered your every broken piece into my loving hands, and have allowed me to perform the sacred artistry of your recreation, the glorious promise I have made to you now comes to its magnificent fulfillment. The gathering of the fragments is complete. The mending with my golden grace is finished. And you, my child, now emerge from the workshop of your healing. No longer a collection of shattered pieces, but a new and beautiful creation. A soul made wonderfully and miraculously whole again. This, my beloved, is the beautiful outcome of our journey together, a life lived in beautiful wholeness, a life where the old fragmentation has been replaced by a new and profound peace, a life where your restored spirit now flows with a new strength, a new purpose, and a new and resilient joy, all as a testament to the magnificent, restorative power of your God. The long and painful season of your brokenness is over. The agony of feeling shattered, of being at war with the fragmented parts of your own self, is now a redeemed memory. You have been brought through the fire, you have been gathered from the dust, and you have been made new. And the life that now stretches before you is one of an entirely different quality, a life of profound integration, of joyful purpose, of a beauty made all the more glorious for the very brokenness it has overcome. Experience now, my child, what it means to live with a new, profound, and peaceful wholeness. The old, inner chaos, the feeling of being pulled in 1,000 different directions by your warring parts, has now been replaced by a beautiful, divine harmony, your heart, your mind, and your spirit, now mended and integrated by my grace. Begin to work together in a new and beautiful synchronicity. This was the peace that comes from being at one with yourself. The deep, inner alignment that is the hallmark of a soul that has been made truly whole. You will find a new centeredness in your being, a quiet, unshakable core of peace that is no longer so easily disturbed by the turmoil of the outer world. The old, jarring dissonance of your inner life has been resolved into a beautiful, harmonious chord. This is the shalom of my kingdom, the state of divine completeness, of well-being, of a life where all things are in their right and proper place, held together in a beautiful and loving order by my own indwelling spirit. This is not a fragile peace. It is the powerful, stable piece of a structure that has been masterfully, lovingly, and perfectly restored. From this new wholeness flows a new, resilient, and beautiful strength. You are no longer the fragile vessel that shattered under the pressures of life. You are now the Kintsugi masterpiece, stronger at the very places where you were broken. The golden seams of my grace, which now trace the lines of your past wounds, are not points of weakness. They are bands of divine reinforcement, making you more resilient, more durable, more able to withstand the future challenges of life without shattering again. You will carry yourself with a new and quiet strength, a strength that is born not of your own ego, but of your own redeemed experience. You know now that you can survive being broken. You know now that my grace is sufficient for you. And this knowledge gives you a profound, humble, and unshakable confidence. This is the beautiful, rugged strength of a veteran warrior, a soul that is no longer afraid of the battle, for it knows the power and the faithfulness of its commander, and it bears upon its own being the beautiful, golden scars of past, victorious campaigns. And from this whole and strong heart, my beloved, you will now live a life of clear, joyful, and purposeful direction. The old fragmentation created a deep confusion, a paralysis of will. But now, as a whole and integrated being, your true, divine purpose can flow through you with a new and beautiful clarity. The different parts of you are no longer at war, but are now working together in a harmonious partnership to fulfill the unique and beautiful calling I have placed upon your life. Your life will take on a new sense of direction, a new momentum. You'll move forward, not with the old, hesitant steps of a fearful, broken person, but with the joyful, confident stride of a whole being who knows who they are, who knows where they're going, and who knows the one who is guiding them. The very pain of your past has been redeemed and is now being transformed into your purpose. Your restored heart, with its new compassion and its hard-won wisdom, is now perfectly equipped to be a source of healing and of hope to a world that is filled with other shattered souls. Your greatest wound has become your most powerful ministry, and to live this out, to see your own brokenness redeemed for such a glorious purpose, will be a source of your deepest, most lasting joy. And all of this, my child, culminates in your life now becoming a luminous testament to my restorative love. You are my masterpiece, a living work of my restorative art, on display now for all the world to see. And your life tells a story, a beautiful and powerful story, a story that brings immense glory to me, your artist and your redeemer. It is a story that declares that no one is too broken to be healed. It is a story that says that no past is too shattered to be redeemed. It is a story that proves that a loving and all-powerful God can take the most fragmented, most hopeless of ruins and transform it into a thing of breathtaking beauty, of unshakable strength, and of glorious, eternal purpose. This is the great and glorious outcome of your journey. My beloved, you have been made whole again, and your new wholeness is not a fragile imitation of what was lost, but a new creation, a magnificent testament to a love that does not discard the broken, but that lovingly, patiently, and masterfully restores it to a glory far greater than it had ever known before. Live now in this beautiful wholeness. My child, let it be your peace. Let it be your strength. Let it be your purpose. Let it be your joy. The pain of your shattered self is over, and the beautiful, glorious, and everlasting reality of a life lived in the fullness of your divine restoration is now your new and eternal home. The world will look upon you and see a person of peace, of strength, of compassion. They may not know the full story of the shattering that preceded this wholeness, but they will be touched by the beauty of the restored vessel. They will be warmed by the light that now shines from your golden, mended seams, and your very presence will be a source of hope to them. A quiet but powerful invitation for them to bring their own broken pieces to the one master restorer who can make all things new. This wholeness is a gift you will carry for all eternity. The lessons you have learned, the strength you have gained, the compassion that has been forged in you, these are eternal treasures, woven now into the very fabric of your being. You have not just been healed. You have been eternally enriched by your journey. So do not ever be ashamed of your past brokenness. It has been the very raw material for your present glory. It has been the necessary prerequisite for the profound and beautiful work that my grace has accomplished in you. Your story is a story of magnificent triumph, a triumph not of your own strength, but of my redeeming, restorative love. Embrace your wholeness. My child, live from it, love from it, serve from it, for you are a beautiful, living testament to the greatest of all, my miracles, the glorious, beautiful, and complete restoration of a shattered soul. This new wholeness is your true, native state. It is you, as I have always intended you to be. The fragmentation was a temporary, unnatural condition. The wholeness is the permanent, divine reality. You have come home to yourself, my beloved, to the beautiful, strong, and integrated being that has always been your true identity in me. Walk now in this new reality with a joyful and a grateful heart. The pain of the shattering is over, and the peace of your beautiful wholeness is now your everlasting inheritance. As the profound peace of your own restored and integrated soul now becomes the very ground of your being, my cherished child, let the quiet joy of this new reality be your constant companion. The long and painful season of feeling shattered and fragmented is over. It's every sharp-edged piece having been gathered by my loving hand and transformed into a part of your new and glorious wholeness. You have journeyed through the deepest valley of your own brokenness, and you have discovered that you have a God who is not a distant observer, but a master restorer, who delights in the sacred art of mending his beloved creations and making them more beautiful than before. Rest now in this wholeness, my beloved. It is your strength. It is your beauty. It is your peace. You are no longer a collection of warring fragments, but a beautiful, harmonious symphony of grace. You are whole, and you will be whole in me for all eternity.